Well, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Thirsty Thursday. Actually, the second live stream of January, since we were a little late on December's. But this is the official day for Thirsty Thursday, the last Thursday of the month. So here we are. We've got a good group in here already. And before we get to some shout outs and see who's in here in the chat, we have to do our toast at the beginning of the show, and I have something brand new today that I want to try out. This is something that you can't get very often, like every 4 years or so, I think. But this is called Hancock's President's Reserve. It's a single barrel straight bourbon whiskey. It's 88.9 proof, and I got my hands on a bottle of this thanks to a buddy of mine. Cody, I don't know if you're in here or not, but Cody gave me the heads up that this was available at a certain store around here, and it is made by Buffalo Trace Distillery, which is my favorite distillery. So I have never tried this before, and I figured I would save it. I've had it for a couple weeks, and I figured I would save it for the live stream. So cheers to you all, and happy Thirsty Thursday. I hope you all have been staying warm, and cheers. Wow. That's really, really good. If you haven't heard of this one, it's a rye mash bill, which is a little spicier, but you only get the spice on the very back. It's got like a sweet vanilla nose, and it's very pleasant. So I like this one. I'm pleasantly surprised. All right, let's see who we've got in the chat. We will do our shout outs as we always do here in the beginning. And number one, as always, is Ty Man, the Buckeye. And congratulations to your team there, Ty Man. I'm sure if Joe is in here later on, or if he's already in here, you're going to be able to pat yourself on the back there, buddy. So Not Just Wood is here. TB, good to see you, my friend. I might need to talk to you later on tonight. I don't know if you're going to hang around in the live stream, but I got something that you might be interested in. Hopefully you're interested in. Ken, my buddy Ken from Ken's Cuts is here. Everyone is saying happy birthday to Val, and I'm hoping that she will make an appearance tonight. The kids are up at the high school right now watching a varsity basketball game. So when it all gets done, I'm hoping that she might sneak out here and make an appearance. Who else is in here? Ben C, Firewood fella, Colleen, our good friend from up in Saskatchewan. How are you doing tonight? Chano Lakes Firewood, Diesel Dad, and there is Joe's Firewood Videos himself. I think, yeah, I'm wearing your shirt tonight, Joe. So glad you're here. Let me get rid of this welcome screen. There we go. Neighborly Homestead and Donald Slate, Tim Stout. Old Guy Firewood is here. Good to see you, my friend. All right, we got a great group here. James Banton is here. Good evening, Nate. He must have been on Facebook. Oh, he was on Facebook because somebody was on there asking questions if anybody had any experience with a ram splitter earlier this evening. And him and Andrew tagged me in the post and let the gentleman know that I had some experience with the ram splitter, and I promptly sent him a couple links to watch some videos so that he can form his own opinion based on my experience. So thank you for that there, James. Richard Titcomb is here. The Hogs Logs is here. All right, we got our first question from Tim Stout, and he did it correctly, and it caught my attention. The cues in the beginning of your comment will force me to stop in the chat and acknowledge your question. Is Gandalf coming back? Well, slowly but surely, I think it is. I said I was going to let it go through the winter, and it's starting to come back. I'm going to just let it go for a while, at least until spring, and then I'll make a decision on whether or not I want to chop it off or not. You know, it's one of those things that it's super easy to get rid of, but it takes quite a while for it to show up. So I don't know. Round 2, I'm growing again. Let's see here. Ontario Firewood Resource. What's going on there, Anthony? Good to see you in here. Chris Foltz. All right. Great group in here. Yeah, so if you've got a question and you want to either ask me or ask the people in the chat, put the cues in front of it, and I will gladly call it out. If I can't give you an answer, I will defer to the chat. Log Cabin Firewood's in here. Good evening, Jack. Bert's Custom Cuts, and the man Shive is here. What's up, buddy? Hope everything is going good. I saw you had some fun up there the other day. You and Jack were getting it in. David, the birthday girl, I'm hoping will come out here. I tried to convince her to start the show with us, but the basketball game is going on at the high school. She's got stuff that she's doing in the house, so keep your fingers crossed we can get her out here. I don't know if she's watching inside or listening inside or not. Yeah, Joe, tell her to get on out here. All right. Oh, we got our first super chat of the night. Let me find the bell here. I don't even have it out yet. Here we go. Marlon L. Have a sip on me. Cheers, friends. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that, Marlon, and I will certainly have a sip for you. I'm enjoying this. Very, very good. Richard Titcomb said high 50s to mid 60s here. Yeah, you had some cold weather down there in North Carolina, buddy. We were pretty cold up here for this area as well, down in single digits, but we had some mid 40s the last couple of days, which felt like spring after the cold weather we've been having. Pretty cold across the country and up into Canada for the last couple of weeks. But hopefully that is behind us, at least the extreme cold weather. But, you know, February and March can be tricky months, especially March. You can either get really good springtime weather or you can get some like you're in the middle of winter. TC's Outdoors, what's up, my friend? Good to see you in here as well. And Jack, I don't know about that. Has yours stalled out yet? I don't know. I felt like mine had kind of stalled out when I cut it off last time. but maybe I just wasn't being patient enough. I don't know. My good buddy Ben Scholes, how are you this evening? Good to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Donald Slate, here we go. Any update on Hope? I assume you're speaking about the raffle. If you're speaking about the actual event, maybe Ken is in here from York Firewood, or maybe Jack can give you some answers. But if you're talking about the raffle, I just got off the phone with Chaz a little bit ago, and we do have a 400. Our saw shop finally got a 400 in, and we just got to pick it up probably on Monday. We'll go grab that. So we will have the 500i, we will have the 400, and a multitude of other prizes that we talked about before. We've got the details ironed out. We'll make it as soon as I have the 400 in my hands. All that information will be coming out for the raffle, so that we can raise some money for that foundation. So thank you for that question. I know last time when Chaz was here, that got a little muddy. Probably got a lot muddy near the end of the night, but we've got it ironed out now. So I will put all that information out here real soon. But yes, Hope is September 12th, 2025. So that is the date that you need to remember. It's going to be a huge, even bigger. It's going to be great this year. If you haven't come the last 2 years, I mean, I think we've covered it very thoroughly, but it grew drastically the second year, and I think we're going to have the same amount of growth the third year. So hardworking man is in here listening, trying to make dinner so he won't see the comments. What are you making for Rachel there, Heath? Let me know what you're cooking her for dinner. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you and Rachel are doing well. I know you've been busy with the wrestling. I've been seeing the boys are doing pretty well. Bill Irwin is here. Good to see you. Man, all these great faces in here. Yeah, Neighborly Homestead wants to know what you're making as well. So if you didn't see these comments, we want to know what you're cooking. Yeah, Jack, I agree with you on that. It did get a little muddy here the last couple of days. If it's going to get cold and freeze the ground, I'd rather it stay frozen. The up and down, freezing and thawing, does make for a little bit of a mess, as we know. And speaking of that, the mess that we had last year at the fellowship, the fellowship would have been this past weekend or 2 weekends ago, which would have been during that really cold time when we had snow on the ground, single digits type weather, snow and ice on the ground. So I'm not disappointed that we are pushing it back, and we are going to get to that here later tonight too. That is on my list to talk about. Some information you may want to have a pen and paper handy. So fellowship information is coming later on this evening. So you got to stick around to hear all that. Camp's Corner. Is the 25% tariff going to have a direct effect on Easton-made products? I don't believe that Trump is putting the tariff on Canada right away. I think he is willing to work with Canada. They are good friends. And I think that that is going to be one of the last ones to go, if it goes at all. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But if you are worried about that happening and you have any interest at all in getting some orange and blue in your yard, then maybe now's a good time, in case that does happen, to get on a list. Firewood fellow with a question. Are you going to the Hoosier Firewood Hysteria this year? So that is, when is that? I can't think of the date off the top of my head when that is. It all revolves around the kids' ball schedules, right? They are both playing high school ball now. They're both playing travel ball now, and the weekends get really, really busy. So they're few and far between when Val and I aren't dividing and conquering and going separate ways to try to get the kids where they need to be. Although Taylor does drive now, we don't want her driving states away to these tournaments. And we want to watch her play as well. So I can't think off the top of my head what that date is. I know the International Firewood Expo over at Ohio Woodburner is May 2nd and 3rd this year. The show in Maine is May 16th and 17th. Boonville is in August, and Paul Bunyan is in October. So give me a reminder in chat when the Hoosier Firewood Hysteria is this year, and I will check my schedule. All right. Hope is September 12th. Yep. All right. Question from the Wise Choice Firewood. I'm going to attend the Hope event later this year. Is there room for another altar or just another set of hands? Well, I'm not the one I can't answer those questions officially because I know Ken has some logistical issues as the event's growing. He's a little concerned because where we cut and split the wood is kind of on a hillside. At the top of the hill, there is a landing type area where we can set up our splitters. But if we get too much equipment, we're going to start working down that hill, which is pretty steep. And I don't know if he has a plan for that or not. If I'm answering, bring it all. Everybody come along. If we can use it, we will use it. If we can't, a set of hands will be great. But don't take my word on that. I just think it is awesome that all these people show up for such a great cause. Ontario Firewood Resource. I spotted the bush cord, full cord and Canada license plate while up north. I saw that. You posted that there, Anthony. I saw you posted a picture of it. That's a pretty cool tag. It would be pretty neat if I could get a vanity plate of some sort, firewood related. I had never thought about that before. But when I saw that tag that said bush cord, I kind of chuckled. That was pretty good. Let's see here. Jack says, wise choice. Yes, come on out. Bring the altar with you and come on out. So Jack is giving you the green light, and he is a little more in the know on that than I am. Randall Clay, good evening to you all. A Yukon Jack toast to you all. Well, here is a bourbon toast. Cheers to you. Tim, tariffs go on tonight for Canada. Shows how up to date I am. The last I had heard that they all weren't going on at the same time. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. Hoosier Firewood Hysteria is April 4th and 5th. I'm going to write that down. I should be good because I don't think the kids start playing ball for travel sports until June. So unless it interferes with high school ball, I might be able to make that happen. He said, I'll tell you what, if anyone's considering a grapple, the Easton Made 60-inch is awesome. I saw that video there, Heath. It looks like it is working very well for you, and no surprise, it's one of the strongest, heaviest built grapples that you've had, and you've had quite a few, right? So no surprise there. Everything is built tough from them, and I'm glad it's working out for you. That was pretty cool to watch. All right. I agree with you, Richard. I think you're correct on that. I think it's negotiations, whether you're for the deportations or not, or whatever your feelings are on them. When they rounded up some the other day, and I think somewhere in Mexico said they weren't going to take them back, the tariffs changed their minds pretty quick. Chris Foltz, is Brady going to share his firewood sales with Taylor? So Chris is talking about the video from yesterday, I assume. If you didn't see that one, Brady is doing bundles now. Taylor is so busy that she can't really keep up because the bundle sales are going so well. About every 2 weeks, I'm resupplying our retail store. The stand is doing really well. Probably going to be putting up a second stand here soon. And so Brady has kind of started to, I want to say supplement, but he's kind of like the primary guy now for bundles. But they get paid based on how many bundles they make, right? So that's a win-win for me because my kids are making some money. They're getting some work ethic. They know about, what it takes to earn a dollar, and they think twice about spending that dollar. And I'm getting my bundles made. That's something I can take off of my list. So they can make as many as they want. I told them if I got 100 of them on standby, that is quite okay with me. I've got a plan. I've got an enclosed trailer, a 6x12 enclosed trailer that I basically don't use, that I'm going to transform into a mobile bundle unit. So we will just stockpile them and fill that trailer front to back, floor to ceiling with bundles. And when I need to deliver some or restock something, I can just hook up to that and go. That's my plan. Probably later on this spring, I'll start working on that. But yeah, they get paid by the bundle. So if he wants to go over and make them, he has at it. If she wants to go and make them, she has at it. And so the bundles are a evolving side of the business, and it is going to be evolving. So stay tuned on that. Walcott Family Works is in the house. Good evening, Will. Good to see you here, my friend. Hope everything's going good with you. I agree with you. Little's Lawn Care and Firewood. It will not be the 51st. I don't. That's not going to happen, right? That was. I don't know what kind of tactic that was, but everybody knew that wasn't for real. I think he was just trying to ruffle some feathers there. But we won't get political. But and Will says, bring whatever you would like to hope. You know what? I think if it got to a point where we had people stretched out on the hill, I think we could load up some tractor buckets with some rounds and carry them down the hill to the bottom where some splitters could be set up too. We will make it work. There's enough of us there and enough smart people there that we can figure something out and make it work. So whatever shows up or whatever you're thinking about, don't stress, and we will adapt and overcome. How about that? Jack's worried about having enough wood. Jack, we have never run out of wood the last 2 years, right? I mean, we got close this year, but we have never actually physically ran out of wood. And if we do run out of wood, then I think that would be a great time to just pull the trucks up, drop the tailgates down. I'm sure there'll be a few coolers there. Everybody will be responsible, of course, but just kind of have time to sit and BS. You know what I mean? I think that would be great. Normally we're working the whole time and getting the stuff done for Hope. But if we were to run out of wood, I don't think that would be a horrible thing. We don't want to run out halfway through the day, but if we were to run out and have an hour or two to sit and socialize with each other, I think that would be awesome. And there is the man himself. Back 40 Firewood, Dan the man. Good evening, Brad and Woodhounds. Just throwing this comment out there now, so Brad will see it sometime tomorrow morning. I'm not that far behind, I don't believe. I'm only a few eights. That comment came out at what, 8:17? So I'm only 3 or 4 minutes behind there, Dan. I'm not as good as you, buddy. I am not the I'm not the live stream professional. I wonder how many comments you actually skip over. I know you probably scan them, but you miss a lot. You got to miss a lot with how much goes on in the chat, right? Diesel Dad is back. I don't know what time you left, but we have teased a couple things that we're going to talk about later on. We've talked a lot about Hope, the raffle that's coming up to benefit Hope, and there's a lot of good people in here. So we're just getting going here. You didn't miss much. All right, let me see here. Let me just say thank you to those of you who offered me advice, criticism, and comments on the firewood bins that we're doing. I've learned a little bit already. I've taken some advice. I've taken a little bit of abuse as well, but that goes with the territory, right? But I do want to say thank you, because when I put those videos out, when I'm trying something new, I think I've got things planned out in my head pretty well, and I'm pretty well set on what I'm going to do. But the feedback does help. So thank you all for that. I think they're going to work out just fine. I don't think I'm going to have any problems. I kept a close eye on it after the snow that we got, and I kept a close eye on it after some rain that we got. Speaking of rain, we're supposed to get a bunch. It's supposed to rain here all day tomorrow. But I've been keeping an eye on it and checking digging at the pile a little bit to see what it looks like inside, and that pile is bone dry, just a few inches in. So I don't think it's going to be a problem at all. Jack says we have support coming from every major manufacturer, every major firewood manufacturer coming this year. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff there, a lot of cool stuff there. So it's one of those things where you can come and do something good for a great cause. You can meet, talk, and socialize with a lot of really, really good people, and even have a chance to see, touch, and demo some equipment. So it's a win-win for everybody. B. Willen has a question. Just be sure you are not the bottleneck in bundlewood production. Train Brady and Taylor on operating the axis. That is true. There's always there's always a slowdown somewhere when you're doing firewood. Either you don't have enough wood in the yard, you don't have enough wood cut, you don't have enough wood split, or you don't have enough bundles made. So if they really get going, right, and they want to make bundle, I got to make sure they've got enough supply to meet their demand. So that's a great point as well. I'm not sure about training them to run the axis. I think they're probably old enough and smart enough, obviously, but I don't know if Dad is. I think Dad would be a little nervous about that. I know he would. I don't want my kids to get hurt. That's for sure. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe we can slow it down a little bit, and he can run it supervised for a little while. But I know eventually he's going to want to do that. Question from TB. By switching to bins, do you wish you had a taller or longer conveyor? I don't. I kind of thought crossed my mind in the beginning with how high I was going to be able to pile the wood. You can, with that conveyor all the way up, you can get that pile about 14, 15, 16 foot high, somewhere in there. But I've got enough ground to where these bins are going to stretch further down in the yard. Probably almost as far down as the rows went. I keep expanding expanding the area that I'm going to build these bins in. And I think if I had a 40-foot tall pile or a 30-foot tall pile, you've got more in the middle, right? So I think keeping the piles, if they're 14, 15 foot tall and they're 15 foot wide, and then I just keep making them longer, I think that's probably really a good height without getting too crazy on the height, depth, and width of the pile. So I think the 24-foot conveyor is going to do me just fine. I don't have any concerns about that at all. Now, if I was limited on space, if I didn't have much area to work in, and I only had the option to go higher rather than wider and longer, then yeah, a longer conveyor would be probably worthwhile. But since I have the space, it's not that big of a deal. Ken's Cut says, my first split session of 25 was today in 40-degree weather. The first split session of 25. Ken, today is January 30th, my friend. 30 days in and your first split session. I'm just messing with you, buddy. Yeah, 40 degrees probably felt pretty good, didn't it? On Val's birthday, which was yesterday, we went for a hike down through a state park to a lighthouse, and it was like 42, 43 degrees, and it felt like spring. So it's amazing what a little sunshine and warm weather can do for your spirits and your mood. That's for sure. Anthony says, I banned USA after they were banning everyone post 9/11, but I'd like to come down and meet everyone. Yeah, come on down. Come on down there, buddy. We're not bad people down here. I mean, there are some, but there's some everywhere. But the people you want to meet, all of us, you won't regret it. I promise you, you won't regret it. You will have a great time. You'll meet a lot of really good people. So lift the ban. Lift the ban, my friend. It's been on long enough. If it's been since 9/11, that's quite a while. And yes, a wood yard changes every year. If you're not growing, if you're not trying new things, if you're not progressing, then you basically are dying. So I think you have to experiment with new things. Some things are going to work, some things aren't, and you just adapt to it. Sell me the 24 when you get the 40. No, I'm not getting the 40, Jack. I'm perfectly content with the 24. And you've got a conveyor. It's still working all right for you, right, buddy? The old Firewood, the furnace conveyor. That thing's still working. I think it is. All right. Wayne Tharp with a question. Howdy, Brad. I noticed in your last video that dry bundle wood looks very skimpy. Do you have enough to keep your stores in season bundles? Yes. So the dry bundle wood that is at the bundle station, I bring totes up as we need them. So I've got several more totes that are down lower in the yard, and where the bundle station is, right out in front of where my shed is, the little shed that I keep all my supplies in, my handles, my labels, the staples for stapling the handles on, all that stuff. So I keep the bundler right there outside the shed. That way everything is close. And there's not enough room to put all the bundle wood in the totes right there. So I bring a few totes up at a time. And so, yeah, in the videos, you'll see that there's not, well, I mean, there's always some there, but there's more down further in the yard. Good question there. I do need to get some more ash in the yard, though. We haven't had much ash with the tree service lately. A lot of pine lately. Somebody's coming in. Who is it? Ah, it's my buddy Brady. So everybody's talking to you or talking about you being the new bundle man.
Yep.
So what's your goals and your plans with these bundles? Like what do you expect to get out of it and learn from it?
Like hard work, obviously. I want to get like good work ethic, little workout, and saving up my money towards a truck. So that's
what kind of truck do you want?
I want like an old Chevy or like an old Dodge,
He's looking for a square body. He wants a square body 4-wheel drive truck with what, like a 6-inch lift, you said?
Yeah.
So you said something about working out. I talked about that in the video yesterday or Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yesterday. You think it's a good workout, right?
Yeah.
And when you get some of your friends over in the wood yard helping you in the summertime,
mm-hmm.
What'd you say in the summertime you're going to do over there?
We get a bunch of buddies over and
take shirts off and get a suntan, get your workout on. Yep. So he just started making bundles, and I have to admit, when he first started doing them, I was a little nervous because you got to keep the tension right on the wrap to make sure the bundles stay tight. Putting the labels in, putting the handles on, stacking the bundles. It's like a puzzle when you put a bundle together. You don't want a bunch of where you lift it up and the wood shifts and it gets loose. But I tell you, He made, what'd you make, 45 the other day?
45, yeah.
He made 45 of them the other day, and they all were really good. So that little part of my stress is gone because he's taking care of all that now. We got another super chat here from our buddy Sean Watford. 30 minutes in, time for a toast. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And we're almost done. I might as well finish this.
Is that the new one?
Mm-hmm.
How is it?
It's really good. I'm surprised because it's a rye. And I normally don't like rye, but it's really good. Thank you there, Sean. Definitely appreciate that one. Got 152 people in here, Brady.
Wow.
Old guy Firewood says, "Hey, Brady, rap on." Just lets me do something else now that he can handle that. He says a 2001 diesel dually.
Those are pretty nice.
I don't know. Mine's a 2005, and I don't think I could give it up. I still love my truck. Pre-emissions, no DEF nonsense to worry about. Don't have much miles on it, so I'm probably just going to keep running that thing until it don't want to run anymore. Camp's Corner says you can get any truck you want as long as it's a Dodge.
No Fords.
No Fords. Oh, Jack. Jack is an eagle eye, man. Did he see cherry in those bundles now? Yes, Jack. There is some cherry in there. You know, I got to keep whatever wood I have seasoned. I had a couple face cords of cherry that I held on to because a couple of my smoker wood customers order cherry bundles once in a while. So I think I had 2/3 of a cord of cherry that was still sitting there. So I just started floating them into the bundles as well. Lynn, I wish I would have gotten a count on the number of bundles I did this year. I keep track of how many I sell to the store because I have to invoice them, but I don't do a very good job of keeping track of how many I sell out of the stand. I should do that, and I've tried to do that in the past, and I started off really good, and then about 2 or 3 months in, you kind of forget about it or miss one, and then once you miss one, you're like, everything's messed up now anyway, so no sense in trying to figure it out. But I really don't know how many bundles I did. If I had to guess, in 2024, I would probably say 350, 400 maybe. It's going to be more than that in 2025 because I don't think I had the store the entire year last year. But I would say probably 400 is a reasonable guess. Yadkin Valley Outdoors says he loves the square body and he has a few.
Wow.
Maybe you need to get a hold of my boy here if you got any for sale. They're hard to find, not all roached out. We've been keeping our eye open. We don't mind doing a little bit of work and having a project for me and him to spend some time together on, but we don't want one that's all rotted. Anthony says a 2007 to 2010 Chevy or GM 5.3 or Duramax are the best trucks. He just really likes that square body style. So that's why he's looking like mid 80s. Mid 80s. If we could find one that's got, maybe we could even put like a LS motor in one or something, modernize it, something with fuel injection. And he's not opposed to getting something with a stick in the middle of the floor either. I told him that's like an anti-theft device these days.
Yeah.
Nobody can drive a manual anymore. Glowing Firewood 50, the website to get a hat and stickers. Well, the website is firewoodatthefurnace.com. Or you can just send me an email to firewoodatthefurnace@gmail.com. And I can lead you in the right direction. Let's see where we are here. T&J's Outdoors. Been a while since you've been on the live streams. Well, welcome back. It's always good to stop in because it's not all business all the time. We can have a few drinks and talk about stuff like our kids wanting to buy a square body pickup truck for their first vehicle, get to see a little bit more of the personal side of things and kind of behind the scenes kind of thing. Good to have you back on here. WD says, get an older truck and stay away from the computers there, Brady. Gary wants to know what grade you're in.
I'm a freshman in high school. I'm in 9th grade.
So he's in 9th grade this year. He's 15, and he will he wins tryouts for the baseball team.
March 1st.
March 1st, high school baseball tryouts. I don't think he's going to have a problem whatsoever. That's his refined craft that he spends a lot of time on. So I think he will have no problems there. But it's always exciting starting to play high school sports. He's getting ready to experience something that he'll remember for the rest of his life. Shad said, "What's up there, Brady?"
What's up, Shad?
So Brady is a rapper with a W. There's Brad 6. Cherry and Oak is where the money's at. Yeah, Cherry. If you got customers that are looking for that specifically, it's one of my favorites. I mean, it really is. I love the smell of it when you're cutting it and splitting it. It's my favorite. Kind of reminds me of some of the notes I get when I sip on some bourbon. Robert says, glad to see you taking the reins on the bundle process. Your dad should be proud. I'm very proud. Definitely glad that he's doing that. And guess who decided to grace us with her presence? I didn't think this was going to happen at this point in the night, but here she is, the birthday girl. Hi. Everybody's been saying happy birthday in the beginning.
Thank you, everybody.
She got a multitude of Facebook messages, YouTube messages from the video yesterday, and all of you here on the live stream. Robert just said your dad should be proud. Well, I'm pretty proud of this right here. The only thing missing is my daughter.
She's in the shower.
But this is great. Thanks for coming out, babe.
You're welcome.
You got a lot of birthday wishes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So Anthony, the cherry mixed into the bundles, where I stack those bundles, if you watched the video yesterday, I stack them like in a corridor between two doors going in. There's a set of double doors you walk in, and there's another set of double doors to get in the store. So that small little area when you walk in, and you can smell that cherry firewood, just that slight smell of the firewood. The cherry definitely makes it smell really nice in there. Jeff Lavere says, keep it up, Brady. Make that money and you'll have that truck before you know it. Just keep working hard. Absolutely. And I know I've said it before, but when you work for something you take better care of it. Just automatically you take better care of it than if something's just given to you. Glowing Firewood 50. I hope I answered that question. I think yeah. So the website, firewood@thefurnace.com, or you can just send me an email and I'll direct you. Got a fresh batch of hats and stickers in. Grab me that little box right there, buddy. Right here behind the paper towels. Yep. So I think we got 100 each. We got a brand new pack of the original stickers and a brand new pack of the mascot stickers. So I haven't even opened them yet. So we got plenty of those, and we got 2 dozen hats we just picked up as well. Hardworking man says, put a 4-banger in your truck, Brady. You'll be downshifting every hill you get to. Unless he's talking about a 4-speed. I'm not sure. TB says he wishes he could go back to his high school days with some money. The amount of square bodies, Blazers, and Broncos from 78 to 90 he could have bought for $1,000. Yep. They're just they're popular now, I guess. You get that two-tone paint, that square body, put a CB radio in it, hang an air freshener from the rear view mirror, put on some good old country music, and get a bench seat so your lady can sit right in the middle next to you with your arm around her. Got to have a bench seat, buddy. I'm just telling you. All right, where are we at here? I got to get caught up because now I'm like 5 minutes behind. Firewood in the Field says, if you want to drive to Missouri, I might be able to talk my father-in-law into selling an 83 C30, 350 automatic, had a dump bed, most hydraulics still there, keeping it for spare parts. Yeah, if it's in good shape, you should hold on to it for spare parts. I mean, those square bodies, there's a lot of aftermarket companies that still make parts for those trucks because they made the same body style for so many years. I guess there's a great demand for them. So, oh, here we go. Here's we're finally caught up to all the happy birthday wishes since you showed up. The 12 valve, that was definitely my favorite Cummins. I just love the sound of those 12 valve diesels. They sound like a truck. Still, happy 22nd birthday, Val.
Oh, I like that.
Goodness gracious. See them all?
Yeah.
I'm just letting her read all your comments, your birthday
That's really
wishes.
nice.
There is Rick from Florida. Him and my mother are down in Florida enjoying a little camping time. So thanks for being in here tonight, Rick. I hope you and my mom are having a good time in that sunny weather. Andrew Easton is down there in Florida somewhere on his vacation as well. He was in Legoland the other day. I talked to him. So him and his family are enjoying themselves. So I hope the weather is doing really, really good for you. I wish you could send some of that weather up here. Val, you always glow on camera.
Well, I think hopefully that's good because I don't love to be on the camera.
I told him that the other day too. She's not one.
I'm camera shy.
Yeah, she doesn't like to be in the spotlight. Not just on YouTube, but like anywhere. If we go out to dinner and we have a few drinks and we're dancing or there's a band playing, she does not like any attention coming her way. She just likes to blend into the crowd. What I miss that Richard's listened to. Bench seats will get you in trouble. Take that from an old guy. He's got some wisdom and some time under his belt. They will, but they will teach you a lot of lessons as well.
Easy.
Larry, question. I have about 15 to 20 cords of cherry, just cherry, plus oak, hickory, and other hardwood. Do others sell all cherry bundles for more than mixed? Yes, I said if you want something exclusive, like exclusively cherry, exclusively hickory, oak, a lot of the smoker wood, I do charge more for that. So you can get a premium for the species-specific bundles. A lot of times they want them split a little smaller, but yeah, I mean, separating your wood species can get a little tedious sometimes, depending on how your wood's coming in. Cherry is the only species that I separate. I used to separate all of them, but now just cherry.
All right, I'm gonna head in.
All right, buddy. Good night.
See
Well,
everybody.
I'll be in shortly. Hey, Brady. Brad 6 just said, this is the time to get ahead in life. Have fun, but work hard.
It's true. That's good advice.
That is great advice. And Brad's a young man. He works hard too. You got a good work ethic will take you a long way, and you will be passing everyone else. This bourbon's pretty good, Val.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you thank your mom for it on here?
No, I didn't know she was on here, but thank you, Mom.
Well, I mean, she probably
Yeah.
crickets.
She got this at the store for me for my birthday, and I'm enjoying it now that you're here. I don't know if you were here earlier when I said that, but it's very good. Shotlift Family Firewood heading to bed. Good night, everyone. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you being here.
You did that same time I do.
I got a few other things on my list. Oh, did you see the job that I talked about 2 weeks ago? Chaz was on the thumbnail. They started on that today. They've got about 3 just today, just one day. They've got about 3 loads of firewood logs for me to pick up. So that job is underway, and we'll see how much we get out. I'm going to try to keep track of how many loads I bring in from that job because, as you know, I am going to be going into overdrive production mode here. Rick says, burning some of that firewood at the furnace wood. Happy birthday, Val.
Oh, I'd love to be sitting around a bonfire.
So, yeah, hope that firewood at the furnace wood is doing you well. 70, 75 degrees down there in Florida. It is a perfect night to be having a little campfire. Yep. John Trotter, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. The York Woods. Anyone had any luck with apple, small cuts and splits? So I have some apple. I don't get much of it at all. So I cut it 12 inches long about a year and a half ago, split it small, and I've only sold a couple bundles of it. I didn't really advertise it a whole lot. I'm going to try to advertise it again more in the spring. Me personally, not much market for it. Oh, and what do you know? I am all caught up on the chat. So I'm going to get to my list now and make sure I covered everything. And Ontario Firewood Resource might be able to help me with this question. Chaz and I were talking after our trip from Canada, seeing all the hoses running through the woods tapped to a bunch of these maple trees, about trying to tap some trees down here and just experimenting with making our own maple syrup. And I know some of you in here do that. And some of you have actually given me some. I got some given to me at Paul Bunyan. I got some given to me at the fellowship last year. And the homemade syrup is really, really, really good.
I just used some yesterday, actually. It was in the shape of a leaf.
A maple leaf.
Yeah, I feel like I can't remember the name of it's on the bottle.
Yeah, so we want to try our hand at that. And I just had a question on what time of year. I know it's coming up soon, like when spring gets here, but what time of year should we tap these trees? We've got a group of maple trees that we're going to tap, but I just was wondering, is that coming up soon or is it still a couple months away? Let me know if you are into making maple syrup. Dan Armstrong, yes, I have a trivia question lined up for tonight, so stand by for that. We will have a trivia winner. 515 Homesteaders, what are your thoughts on birch for firewood? I've never personally burned it, but had 2 trees given to me. I like birch. Birch is okay. It's good wood to mix in with your other hardwoods. I don't get a whole lot of it. I had some last year and it seasoned fairly quickly. And you know, it's a hardwood. So I say certainly mix that in. February. Shive is saying February. That's when you tap the maple trees.
That's soon.
James says Quebec produces 75% of the syrup in the world. So when we were up in Canada at Andrews, and he was driving us around and showing us around Perth and the surrounding areas, I could not believe literally miles of hoses running through the trees of trees that were tapped and for syrup. I mean, miles of this hose. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. So that is pretty cool. Nick says it's a crazy amount of water you need to boil off to get good syrup, something like 50 to 1. Wow. Yeah, I know. You get buckets and buckets full of sap, and then you have to boil the water off, and you end up with like
that sounds like a lot of work.
A quart. Yeah, it is. I'm sure it is a lot of work, but it's one of those things that if you do it yourself, you appreciate it more.
Where are you doing this at?
We got a whole bunch of maple trees at the farm.
I mean, in my kitchen?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't thought that far ahead yet. Good night, Heath. Thanks for stopping in. Tell Rachel we said hello. Hope everything's going good with you all. Yes, Shive gets a lot of black birch. It smells so good, like root beer when you cut it and split it. I'm still supposed to be getting a load of black birch. I think we're about probably 14 or 15 months late on that order. There, Shibe. I'm just messing with you. James would know. He's a Canadian. As soon as the sap starts flowing up north, it's late March. Best if the nights are really cold and the days are
That
warm.
makes sense. That time.
Yep. So I guess that's like a heartbeat. It gets that sap pumping and moving in the tree. Early Ontario Firewood Resource. He's up in Canada too. He says probably early March or right at the first thaw. Yeah. So we don't stay frozen. We freeze and thaw, freeze and thaw, freeze and thaw here. So, all right. Well, I guess February, March is probably a good guess. Dick says, smash that thumbs up. I don't know how many thumbs up we have right now, but.
Don't boil it inside, it says down there.
Oh, Andy says, don't boil it inside. The amount of sticky residue all over the house is crazy. So we'll just do it like we'll do it like in a turkey fryer outside or something.
In your garage.
Or outside the garage. Winter is colder and longer in Canada. Mid to late March, it starts to flow there. So March or April probably here. Yep. April or March, says Bill.
Well, yeah, we're not really freezing in April though at night.
Friggin' Jeep, John, are the maple trees silver or sugar maples? I think we've got a little bit of both. I don't know if it matters or not. I guess we'll find out. 72 likes. There's 142 people in here, and Shibe says there's 72 thumbs up. So
what does that mean?
Thumbs up when you.
Well, I know what a thumbs up.
When
what is this? What is the significance of the number?
There's 143 people watching right now,
Okay.
and of those 143 people, only 72 have given this video a thumbs up.
Oh man!
So it just triggers the algorithm, and it helps the channel a little bit.
I thought you had to get to a certain number before you were doing your trivia question.
Oh no, the trivia question will be coming up here in just a few minutes. It's the top of the hour. We'll do the trivia question. Will Davidson says there are wood-fired evaporators. Boss is looking at a $600 unit. Yeah, that's not going to happen unless I really get into this. The turkey fryer will have to do here in the beginning.
It sounds like it's a short window, though. You can only do it.
Yeah, Ken's Cut says you got to tap it early and stop prior to the trees budding out. All right. A lot of people know what they're doing here. Just what I need, something else to do, right?
Wow.
All right. So before we get to the trivia question, I have an announcement. And you are going to be the first to know it right now. Actually, you're going to be the second to know it because Andrew Easton, I had to confirm this with him before I announced it to you.
And I knew too.
Oh, so Val knew too. So you're going to be the third. The date for this year's fellowship is going to be Friday, June 27th. So we picked Friday, June 27th. I was looking at May. However, the problem with May is that the International Firewood Expo in Ohio is May 2nd and 3rd. And then the Northeastern Forest Products Expo in Bangor, Maine is May 16th and 17th. So working around the kids' schedules and Andrew's schedule, we have now picked the date of June 27th. It's a Friday. So if you are thinking about making it, please put it on your calendar. And TB, if you're still here and anyone else in here who proudly runs an orange and blue machine, please send me an email and let me know if you will be able to bring your unit. So I know what we have coming and if I need to reach out to anybody to try to get something else that we don't have. Last year was really cool. even though the weather was horrible, the mud was horrible, the attendance was down a little bit, but we had a lot of machines for people to check out. And we're going to do it again this year. So if you were able to bring a machine before, or if you think you might be able to bring a machine this year, please let me know. Very early stages of planning this, but the weather should be great that time of year. Even if it's a little warm, we're going to have a good time. Rick, I know you're on here, and if my mom is listening, Rick and my mom sing and play music, and maybe, just maybe, I can talk them into maybe doing a little show for us during the meal time at the event that day. So Rick, Friday, June 27th, if you guys could make that work, I think a lot of the guys in here would really enjoy it. So there's that.
Oh, yeah, no school, Joe said.
I'll be able to make it.
That's a good idea.
Will can make it. Joe can make it. Joe, we may need your bus. I hate to beg you for a favor again, but we'll see how it goes. And if that's a possibility, if not, no worries, buddy. I will figure something out. Yep, I know a guy with a 916, and well, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. That's close to me. Brad 6 wants to see the Evo in person if possible. That might be possible.
Last year was the Mud Bowl.
Yes, last year was the Mud Bowl.
Yeah, we're not this last year.
I know you guys were
We were
in
in
Arizona. Yeah. The benches are doing just fine, John. They're going to be there again this year. You did a fantastic job on them. We will utilize them again.
Oh, Joe's going to do the bus.
Oh, Rick said June 27th is his birthday.
Oh,
Wow.
it could be his birthday party.
Yeah, we'll have your birthday party too if you don't have other plans. No pressure there, Rick. It was just an idea that I had that I thought the people would really enjoy. I won't put you to work that day other than playing your guitar and singing some songs, maybe, if it's possible. Chris will be here. TB can't make it this year. All right, buddy. Well, I figured I would let you know. But we will figure this out. We got some time to plan. I picked the date early. Andrew is going to be able to be here. I was hoping Jeff and Patty would be on here tonight, but I will reach out to them to make sure they can be here. Corey Betts has a 2228 if he can make it. Yeah, Jack, if you want to put some feelers out on some different machines. I mean, obviously we don't want to have 3 or 4 of the same machine. We don't need people to drag them all that way if we've already got one coming, but if we could get as many models as possible, that would be great. So yeah, that's the date. Now you all know first. I'll announce it on the channel probably next week.
Fishing. Somebody's going to be fishing.
But that's
That sounds fun.
That's the plan. All right. Time for trivia. Now, there could be a couple different answers for this because I gave a range in the video. But when I piled up my firewood in the first bin, how many cords are in that bin right now? First correct answer. How many cords are in that bin right now? Yes, Shibe, if you can bring the conveyor, that'll be great because we are piling wood now.
You see the answers are coming.
Oh, here comes the answers. Let's back up here because they're all coming in quick.
Right there.
Nope. There's the first correct answer. 12. Miller, Stumps, and Firewood, you are the winner, my friend. Send me an email to firewood@thefurnace@gmail.com, and I will get a prize out to you. You get your choice. And we all know we've got the hats, the stickers, the pocket knives, the whiskey glasses, the beer mugs. You let me know what you want, buddy. That is the first correct answer I saw. Shibe, that is the absolute 100% range, 10 to 12. But 12 was the first correct answer, and that's the one we are going to take. So Jack said
4 million.
is that 4 million? Yeah, that's 4 million. I wish, Jack. I wish I had 4 million cords to sell.
What does Shive get? A case of Miller Lite?
There's Jesse Dean. Jesse, I hope your package came. You won a shirt last live stream, so that should have been there by now. I hope it came. You remember Jesse, right?
Yeah.
All right. So 200 million from their freaking Jeep. All right. We are into overtime now, and Jesse got his shirt yesterday. Thanks again. Awesome. I'm glad you got it. I hope it fits you well, and I hope you wear it.
All right. Well, I'm heading in.
Yep, I'm right behind you. That is pretty much going to be it. William Klein's Lost 40 Lodge. He's wearing a shirt that I gave him at Bunyan. Yeah, if you come to Bunyan and you run into me at the right time, I am known to give out things. So shirts, hats. Bunyan is always a blast. I get in a really great mood and I feel like just giving stuff out. So let's see here. Good night, everybody. Robert Brokaw, good evening. Good night, everybody. All right. Looks like everybody's ready to head out. So, yeah, we'll just wrap it up. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to the super chatters. Thank you for all the commenters. Thank you for the moderators that were here. We never have any problems. Thank goodness.
And thank you for the birthday wishes.
But I thank you all for being here. Thank you for giving my family some love here tonight. I always appreciate it. We'll be back here on the last Thursday of February at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And until then, everybody have a great night. Take care.